What's up? So we're here at the ZTE booth. We're gonna check out the Axon M phone. It's the new dual screen phone. It's kind of awesome. It has some major advantages and some major drawbacks. Let's dive into it. Let's just talk about how a dual screen phone even works in the first place. You can flip it open and it'll automatically turn on this screen, and you'll have your app drawer open by default. Now you can launch apps on each screen individually. You can switch to an expanded view mode so you can have like a dual screen mode all in one, so you can browse the same web page. But then you got this line in the middle, not a big fan of that. What I would do if I had this phone, which is kind of awesome, is I would run it in dual screen mode. I'd probably do it like this a lot, vertically. And then I would have like YouTube open in the top, and then I would have a web page open in the bottom, or I'd play like Hearthstone in the top and Netflix in the bottom. It's kind of like the most awesome dual tasking phone ever. Even better than using like an iPad where you have like maybe just like a little window of the Netflix in the top left and then the game in the background. This I think would even be better than that because you get the full experience for both apps. Another major advantage is you have one 20 megapixel camera on the front, and that sucker is going to be a pretty decent camera. It's not going to be good as an iPhone or a Galaxy S8 or Note 8, but it's going to be better than most front-facing cameras, so you have a major time better front-facing camera and an okay back camera. Another nice thing is you have an actual LED flash for the front-facing stuff. One major application I can see of this is vlogging in the front, so you can do full high-quality selfie vlogging. When you're in camera mode, if you want to switch the side that the camera app is facing on, you can just hit this button right here and switch from selfie mode to rear facing mode. You also have a 3.5mm headphone jack, an SD card reader, as well as a fingerprint sensor on the side. I'm not in love with the fingerprint reader on the side. I think it's okay. If it's executed well, it can be amazing. From what I've heard, it's not the best. I haven't really tested it though myself. One thing that's also really cool is you have a dedicated app launching button. You can press this and it'll launch whatever you want it to. You can configure it. I like this much better than the Samsung approach where you just are forced to use Bixby on the extra button. I'd love to be able to configure this to be like double tap, launch flashlight, single tap, launch an app. I'm not sure if you can do that or not, but that would be really cool. Let's talk about why this thing's a deal breaker for me. First of all, it's an ATT Exclusive. You cannot get this on T-Mobile, Verizon, or just as an unlocked device for any carrier. I think that's a very bad move on ZTE's part. I mean, they must be getting paid a bunch of money. I don't know why you'd negate 80% of the market to be with AT&T. Now, as far as durability of the glass displays, there is Gorilla Glass 5 on both the front and back, and they are 5.2-inch displays, which is pretty ample displays. The bezels are fairly large, and another major downside is that it has a 3180 milliamp battery, which is just not big enough, in my opinion, for a dual screen device. And on top of that, the displays are not that amazing. They're not insanely saturated with color, and they don't have that high of contrast ratios. That said, the concept of this phone is really cool. Now, even though it does have a smaller battery, it does have Qualcomm Quick Charge 3.0, so you can probably get a lot of juice in it fairly quickly. If you're playing games and watching Netflix at the same time on this device, you're probably gonna kill the battery very quickly. I would guess 3 hours, 4 hours, I don't know. One thing I really like is it does let you put an SD card in it. Big thumbs up there. Overall, if I could buy this device, I probably wouldn't, because I would probably use a tablet instead of this whenever I'm sitting down for extended periods of time. But at the same time, this is really cool, and it's only $725, I believe. Overall, if you're a user that loves multitasking, this very well might be the phone for you. If you happen to also be on AT&T, hopefully they release a version that has better display quality, bigger battery life, and is not AT&T exclusive, and then I think this phone will be a big success. All right, that's it for this tech breakdown. Time to go check out more of CES.